Reuters, Myanmar has accused Reuters reporters W.A. Lone, 31, and Kai Aso 27, of breaching the country's Official Secrets Act, a little-used hangover from colonial rule. Sam Zarifai, Secretary-General of the International Commission of Jurists, ICJ, said the law can ensnare working journalists at any time. The two reporters were arrested on Tuesday evening after they were invited to meet police officers for dinner in the north of Yangon. The Ministry of Information said they had illegally acquired information with the intention to share it with foreign media, and published a photo of the pair in handcuffs standing behind a table with documents laid on it. Origins of the Official Secrets Act. The law dates back to 1923, when Myanmar, then known as Burma, was a province of British India. At the time, British administrators worried that rival powers could seek to exploit anti-colonial unrest in its South Asian empire. The Act, which amended earlier anti-spying legislation, was controversial in India even at the time, according to a history published in 2009 by the United Service Institution of India, a New Delhi-based think tank. British military officers pushed for the stronger law over concerns about an increase in Bolshevik activity, along with geopolitical threats including the possibility of racial war between Japan and the USA affecting India, the history said. What the Act says: the Official Secrets Act covers trespassing in prohibited areas, handling documents deemed secret, and communicating with foreign agents. It carries a maximum penalty of 14 years in prison. Zarifai of the Geneva-based ICJ, a human rights group made up of 60 senior international judges, lawyers, and legal academics, said the definition of an official secret in the Act is incredibly broad. Just about anyone in possession of unpublished government documents could find themselves facing prosecution and the harsh penalties a conviction may carry, Zarifai said. Under this law, many good journalists could be prosecuted at any time. In India, where the same law also remains on the statute book, courts have ruled that it even applies to parliamentary papers such as budget proposals if they are leaked before they are presented in the legislature. Use of the Act. Legal experts say prosecutions under the Act have been rare in Myanmar in recent decades. The military junta that ruled until 2011 frequently used other laws or the penal code, also inherited from the colonial era, to lock up its critics alongside common criminals. The sprawling code was drafted in 1860, and gives magistrates more than 500 sections under which to charge alleged offenders. In 1990, a military court sentenced two leaders of the then opposition National League for Democracy, NLD, to 10 years in prison under the Official Secrets Act after they passed an official letter to foreign embassies. The prosecution was part of a broad crackdown following an election won by the NLD that the junta ignored. They were freed in 1992, in an amnesty, according to a New York Times report at the time. Reports of at least 2 other cases brought under the Act are recorded in the online archives of the Asian Human Rights Commission in 2009 and 2010.